Divya in, and my topic is Security Policy Database. So, what do you mean by Security Policy Database? Security Policy Database is a type of the security that is applied to the data packets when the packet is to be sent or received. So, here is a small image which depicts the Security Policy Database. So, there is an output processing which obeys the following general sequence for each IP packet. First, it compares the value of the appropriate fields in the packet against the SPD to find a matching SPD entry, which will first point to 0 or more than one essays. It also determines the essay, if any, for this packet and its associated SPI. Do the required IP processing, that is, any of the processing like AH or ESP processing. There are also SPD entry, which is defined by the set of IP and the upper layer protocol field values, which are called as selectors. So there are different selectors which determine the SPD entry. So this is a table which shows the different selectors in the SPD entry. They are remote IP address, local IP address, next layer protocol, name, and local and the remote ports. So first we'll learn about remote IP address. So what is remote IP address? It may be a single IP address, an enumerated list, or the range of addresses, or a wildcard address. The other tools are required to support more than one destination system sharing the same SA. For example, it may be behind the firewall. So next we'll learn about local IP address. The local IP address may be a single IP address, an enumerated list, or a range of addresses, or a wildcard addresses. The latter two are required to support more than one source system sharing the same SA. Example for the local IP address would be behind a firewall. Next layer protocol. In the next layer protocol, we have the IP protocol header, which includes a field that designates the protocol operating over the IP. So the next layer protocol can be an individual protocol, a number, any, or IPv6 only, or opaque. If AH or ESP is used, then this IP protocol header immediately precedes the AH or ESP header in the packet. So the next is the name field, which is a user identifier from the operating system. This is not any field in the IP or upper layer protocol headers, but it is available if IPsec is running on the same operating system as the user. The last one is the local and the remote ports. This may be an individual TCP or the UDP port values, an enumerated list of ports, or a wildcard port. So these are about the different selectors which determine the SPD entry. Next, we'll learn about the same is explained in the slide as well. Each of the selectors with the meaning of it. So in the next slide, we'll see about the different host SPD examples. Here the protocol local IP port, remote IP port, action and the comment is described in the table. So this provides an example of the SPD on a host system. This table reflects the following configuration. A local network configuration consists of two networks. The basic corporate network configuration has the IP network number. So here we can see 123.1.2.3.0 bar to 24. The local configuration also includes a secure LAN, often known as a DMZ, that is identified as DMZ is identified by 1.2.4.0.24. So the DMZ is protected from both the outside world and the rest of the corporate LAN by firewalls. The hostnet's example has the IP address 1.2.3.101 and it is authorized to connect to the server 1.2.4.10 in the DMZ. The entries in the SPD should be self-explanatory. For example, UDP port 500 is the designated port for the IKE. Any traffic from the local host to remote host for the purposes of the IKE key exchange bypasses the IP processing, IPsec processing. So that is all about my topic. Thank you.